EU Annex 11 is a guideline published by the European Medicines Agency, EMA, that outlines the requirements for computerized systems used in the pharmaceutical industry. The purpose of Annex 11 is to ensure that computerized systems used in good manufacturing practice, GMP, environments are fit for their intended purpose and comply with regulatory requirements to guarantee product quality and data integrity. It complements EU GMP Part 1 Chapter 4 on documentation and is equivalent to the FDA's 21 CFR Part 11 in the United States, although Annex 11 has a broader scope, covering the entire lifecycle of computerized systems. The document is relatively short but includes 17 key principles or sections that provide detailed guidelines. 1. Risk Management Principle. The use of computerized systems must be risk assessed based on their impact on product quality and patient safety. Critical systems that have a direct effect on product quality require more rigorous validation and control processes. Application. Systems that handle manufacturing processes or data integrity have a higher risk level and need stricter controls compared to ancillary systems. 2. Personnel Principle. Personnel using computerized systems must be adequately trained and qualified for their roles. Only competent, authorized individuals should have access to critical systems. Application. Companies must maintain training records and ensure that personnel are familiar with the system's operation, data handling, and security requirements. 3. Suppliers and Service Providers Principle. When computerized systems are supplied or supported by third-party vendors, the supplier's quality management system should be assessed and documented. Contracts must clearly outline the responsibilities of both parties regarding system validation and maintenance. Application. Companies must audit vendors to ensure that they follow GMP practices. Service Level Agreements, SLAs, should define support responsibilities. 4. Validation Principle. Computerized systems must be validated throughout their lifecycle, from installation to decommissioning. This validation ensures the system operates consistently as intended. Key components. Installation Qualification, IQ, ensures the system is installed according to manufacturer specifications. Operational Qualification, OQ, verifies that the system operates correctly under expected conditions. Performance Qualification, PQ, ensures that the system performs as intended in actual operational environments. 5. Data Integrity Principle. Data integrity is a core element of Annex 11. The data generated, processed, and stored by the system must be complete, accurate, and secure from unauthorized access or modification. Application. Systems must prevent data loss, unauthorized access, or modifications, and must have mechanisms like audit trails to track changes to critical data. 6. Accuracy Checks Principle. Accuracy checks are required for critical systems to ensure data input and processing accuracy. Application. Regular checks, such as manual reviews or automated verifications, are essential for high-risk systems to prevent errors and deviations. 7. Data Transfer Principle. If data is transferred between systems, steps must be taken to ensure its accuracy, integrity, and security during the transfer process. Application. Automated data exchange between systems, e.g., LIMS to ERP, should be validated, and logs must track any issues during transfer. 8. Audit Trails Principle. Computerized systems must maintain audit trails that capture any changes to critical data, such as who made the change, when it was made, and what was changed. Audit trails should be secure, time-stamped, and regularly reviewed. Application. Any changes to batch records, test results, or critical system parameters must be captured in audit trails to ensure full traceability. 9. Change Control Principle. Any changes to the computerized system, whether technical, software updates, patches, or procedural, must be formally controlled and documented through a change control process. Application. Change requests must be reviewed for potential risks, and changes must be approved, documented, and revalidated when necessary. 10. Periodic Review Principle. Systems must be reviewed periodically to ensure they remain in a validated state. Reviews should include an assessment of system performance, functionality, and any regulatory or technological changes. Application. This includes reviewing system access controls, performance logs, and any modifications or updates. 11. Security Principle. Systems must have sufficient security controls in place to prevent unauthorized access to both the system and its data. These controls must ensure that only authorized individuals can modify data or system settings. Application. User authentication, role-based access controls, and physical security measures must be implemented and documented. 12. Incident management principle. Any incidents that occur during system use must be documented, investigated, and resolved. This includes software failures, hardware issues, and security breaches. Application. A formal incident management process must be established, ensuring that issues are tracked and resolved promptly. Incident logs should be maintained for audit purposes. 13. Electronic signatures principle. Where electronic signatures are used, they must be unique, verifiable, and compliant with applicable regulations, such as 21 CFR Part 11. Application. Systems must ensure that signatures are tied to specific users and cannot be altered without traceability. Dual authentication may be required for certain operations. 14. Batch release principle. Systems involved in batch release processes must ensure that the electronic data used in batch review and approval is accurate, complete, and authorized. Application. Electronic batch records must be compliant with GMP standards, and access to approved batch release must be restricted to authorized personnel. 15. Archiving principle. Data that is no longer actively used but still needs to be retained must be archived in a manner that allows for retrieval, integrity, and security. Application. Archived data should remain accessible and retrievable for audit purposes, and the integrity of the data must be maintained during the archive process. 16. Decommissioning principle. When a system is no longer in use, it must be decommissioned in a controlled manner, ensuring that data is properly archived and that no information is lost. Application. A decommissioning plan should be established, outlining steps for safely archiving data and formally closing out the system. 17. Business continuity principle. Systems must have a business continuity plan to ensure data availability in the event of a disaster or system failure. This includes backup systems and recovery protocols. Application. Regular backups must be conducted, and disaster recovery procedures must be tested periodically to ensure business continuity. Comparison with FDA 21 CFR Part 11. While 21 CFR Part 11 focuses more on electronic records and electronic signatures, Annex 11 provides broader coverage of the entire lifecycle of computerized systems used in regulated environments. The two documents are complementary in ensuring data integrity and compliance in the pharmaceutical industry. EU Annex 11 plays a critical role in ensuring that computerized systems in GMP-regulated industries operate consistently, securely, and in compliance with regulatory standards. It covers the entire system lifecycle, emphasizing validation, data integrity, audit trails, and risk management. Adhering to these guidelines helps pharmaceutical companies maintain product quality and patient safety while ensuring compliance with regulatory authorities.